Hey guys, how's it going? Mark here from Okinawa, and today we are going to be taking a bit of a road trip. We're here on the beautiful island of Okinawa. Lovely sunny day. I'm trapped in my little Japanese car, but we're going to take a drive to the north of the island. It's probably going to take a couple of hours, but what I want to do today is I want to show you how I shoot the ocean, and more so how I shoot the ocean using long exposure, but not massive long exposures. What I want to show you is how I shoot enough to get good motion blur, to get a nice dynamic feel to the image, but also to retain all of the detail with regards to in the highlights especially. And I'm going to be using an array of KANI filters in order to accomplish that. Let's head north, let's get to where we need to go, and I will show you how I go about shooting the ocean once we get there. Awesome. Here we are. It's taken a while to get up here, but hopefully with the magic of time lapse, it went just like that. This is a pile of rocks in the northwest coast of Okinawa. Such good compositions for long exposure photography, especially when you want to get water that's washing over rocks and through kind of like rocky kind of structures. We'll take a walk down to the shoreline and I'll show you exactly what I'm on about. This is one of my favourite locations in northern Okinawa. I'll switch the camera around in a minute just so you can see what we're looking at. But this location is absolutely perfect for long exposure. Well, it looks like I found my first composition. There's these nice rocks here. Every now and again you get this nice big wave that comes over and just, there you go, covers over these two rocks. My vantage point is going to be just to the left of where you see that left-hand rock there. I'm going to go and get set up, and once I'm set up, I'll take you through how it is I'm going to go and shoot this scene. Before I actually start shooting, just want to go through a couple of things. First off, let's just get the camera, chuck that on the tripod. I'm shooting with the Laowa 12mm zero distortion. Okay, beautiful lens, nice and sharp. And when I tend to shoot the ocean, I try to get as much ocean in it as possible. I want to get as much motion, as much water, everything, just to try and make a dynamic image as possible. Okay, and you can see behind me that the ocean's moving quite a bit, so hopefully we'll be in for some good imaging. A few months ago, some of you may or may not have seen a video that I made about the two filter holders that I use. One is the proprietary filter holder from Laowa, the people that make this lens. But the negative side of that, and what I see is is a design fault with that. If you haven't seen the video, check it out, it's up here. But what I am glad to say in the interim is that the wonderful people at KANI, they have since now produced an adapter ring that will allow me to use their filter holder with this lens. You'll feel it when it slips on, and once it does slip on, just turn it anti-clockwise until it doesn't go anymore, and then you just tighten down that grub screw. What you'll also notice is that I've got the circular polarizer on again from KANI, because I'm photographing wet or damp rocks. I obviously want to try and reduce as much as possible the reflection that I get from those rocks. So circular polarizer. In order to put the filter holder on, all I do then is, you've got your filter holder, I've got the spring-loaded catch here. So on the other side you've got the mechanism for turning the circular polarizer. So all I do first off is I'll marry that side up, pull the spring-loaded system out, let it go, and now it's in place. And now if I want to operate the polarizer, all I do is I rotate that little wheel on the side, and that will allow me then to set my polarization point. Okay, and then obviously my filters just go down in the holder, nice and snug. But I've got the camera set up. I'm shooting, hold on, where are we? At f/16. Okay, I've got a ND32 on. Now we are in the middle of the day, but we've got quite a bit of cloud cover. So a lot of the light has been absorbed by that. We don't have direct sunlight, which is good, because we don't have the really harsh shadows. So I've got an ND32 on. Okay, and on top of that, what I'm using, because we have an unobstructed horizon, I'm using the premium hard gradual neutral density filter, the 0.6, and all of that together, that allows me to hit my preferred slow shutter in this kind of condition, when we've got all of this white water washing over the rocks, of between 1.3 seconds and 1.6. Okay, at the moment I'm set at 1.3 seconds, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'll wait for a nice wave to come in, take a shot, and you'll see exactly how we've got all of that motion, but we've still got a lot of detail in the whites, which is quite nice, because you see all of the way that the whites are running around the rocks, all of the white water. So now it's just a waiting game. Wait for a wave to come along. Yep, the set to come. Here we go. Aha. Yep. There we go. Nice. Okay, well, we've got some fantastic shots from this particular composition. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to have a look around. We're going to change location within this immediate area, and see if we can come up with some more awesome compositions using a few of the other filters that I've got here, just to see if we can change the whole aesthetic up a bit. Okay, let's see what we can get. Very nice composition behind me. Okay, got these lovely waves hitting over all of these rocks here, but this point here is just to show you that you don't necessarily have to take the shot to get the best aesthetic from this kind of image. You don't always have to wait until the wave splashes over the rock, because all you get at that point is just a complete blanket of white covering the rocks. One of the best things that you can do in this kind of situation, I've retained all the same settings, okay, although now I'm on f/16, ISO 100, I've got an ND32 on, again with the 0.6 hard gradual neutral density filter. Everything's set up, I've got the polarizer set, but what I want to show you is with this kind of imaging, a really nice aesthetic is to wait until the water is almost receding and then take the shot. And what you'll find are the whites are very suave, you get nice lines around the rocks, okay, and you don't just get this really thick blanket of white because you've just got too much white water, okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can wait for a wave, and then we'll get once the water starts to recede like this, that's when we take the shot. Okay, so let's see how we go. Here we are, we've got a nice wave coming in now. Just let it break. There's a lot of white water there. Wait for it to start receding. Take the shot. And I got the shot just before that other wave started coming in, so let's now wait for this to recede. Take the shot. Very nice aesthetic with that one. It's getting on for later in the afternoon. In fact, we've probably got about an hour until we get sunset. But we've got the cloud cover back. Today's weather has been up and down like crazy. And I've set up this really nice composition here. Looks like we're going to have a really, really nice image. The sun's just it's in line for where it's going to set right now. It hasn't set yet. It's just behind a line of clouds, but very soon it's going to start peeking out from behind those clouds. To compensate for that, ISO 100 f8. We've got an ND 128 with a reverse grad 1.2, and my shutter speed is 3.2 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a nice amount of water to come in. The sun is still above the clouds, so we haven't got the direct sun in the shot, but that will come a bit later. So let me just wait for a nice wave to come in and we'll get another awesome shot. Okay, well, we're coming up to sunset now. Probably, hold on, but about another half hour before sunset. So I'm going to get set up for my go-to sunset setup, and that is reverse grad 1.2 mixed with the ND 16. I should be on about ISO 100. F8 or F11, and trying to hit my golden shutter speed of 1.6 seconds. Okay, let's get set up because I've still got the old setup on the camera, so let's go ahead and just swap that out. I'm going to let's go to portrait mode, portrait orientation. Whoop. Switch that around. Okay, now, well, I'm going to start taking a few shots now because it looks like we've got a band of cloud above the horizon, which means we're not going to get the sun going into the ocean, unfortunately. So, ready to go. I've got, I'm shooting the Lauer 12mm f2.8. I've got the KANI filter holder on it with the adapter for the Lauer. I'm using a reverse grad 1.2 with an ND 16. Okay, at the moment I'm shooting at f16. I'm on ISO 160. Everything's set, good to go. I'm on a shutter speed of 1.6 seconds. Just got to wait for a wave to come in to get some nice water movement, and off we go. There it is, folks. As close as we're going to get to sunset here, I think. I'm going to persevere, and later on I might just do a super long exposure just for the hell of it. But for the most part, this is the last few minutes with sunshine.